Whoa. Okay, so we are recording. So we're going to start our little project.
It's still backwards.
No, it's okay. That we're doing with Stella and Nora. Nora, I need you to calm down if you want to do this project.
Okay.
And Stella made this
It's
cool,
backwards.
no, it won't be when it comes out. This cool sign, because the name of our show is The History Explorers. Yes. So we are going to be mining information about history and some of the things that really happened.
History minors.
Not just what they teach in school, or they don't even really teach in school.
They teach the good parts.
They teach the good parts. That's right. Nora, I need you to calm down. So the other day we went to a museum, the Springs Preserve, and we saw a whole exhibit about Anne Frank. And we learned a lot about Anne Frank, and we talked a lot about her. What are some things you guys remember about Anne Frank?
I remember.
Let Nora talk.
I remember that she go in a secret room
She went into a secret room. Why did she go into a secret room?
because the Nazis come over.
The Nazis came over. So, yes, Stella, what do you remember?
Actually, I have two.
Okay, what do you remember?
She is Jewish. She has a diary.
Right? She kept a diary.
Yep.
She was Jewish.
She got her diary from her birthday.
She did. She got her diary, and her birthday's in June, just like you. And her yeah. And your middle name is Anne. Okay, so anything else, Stella?
She hid in a secret room.
Right?
Nothing else.
Okay, so Anne was a girl who, they lived in Germany. She lived in Germany with her family. She had a sister named Margot. And Hitler came to power. And so they moved to Holland because they thought they might be safe. But what happened? Were they safe?
The Nazis come over.
The Nazis came to Holland. And so first they started changing some of the laws. They made it so Jewish people couldn't ride bicycles. Jewish people had to go to schools where only other Jewish people went. There was a curfew. They couldn't stay out late at night. They couldn't have certain jobs. What else?
Couldn't travel.
They couldn't travel.
They couldn't eat good food and drink good water.
Yeah, you're getting a little confused with Ruby Bridges. But yes, they didn't have, because they couldn't have certain jobs anymore and they couldn't go to certain schools, then they couldn't buy good food.
They had to live in certain neighborhoods.
Right. They had
and
certain areas.
go to certain stores.
And you know, in your guys' school, there's people of all different colors and religions. There's
Like
Muslim and Jewish and Christian. Right. So right. And they changed the rules so that Jewish people could only go to schools with other Jewish people. And then they started sending out letters or going to people's houses and saying, you have to report to us and you're going to go somewhere. And so Margot, Anne's sister, got a letter that she was supposed to report. And her family said, no, you are not going anywhere. We are a family. We're going to stay together. That's right. And so they went into hiding. They went into hiding in a secret room. There was a bookcase. And they made, so there was a room and they put a bookcase that opened and closed.
Wait,
so
how?
they could,
It was like a door?
yeah, they made it like a door so no one could
like,
tell.
The books are doors?
Yeah, so the bookcase was a door. It was a secret door.
How did they open it?
It was on wheels.
So they painted like the doors as a bookshelf?
No, there was books on it.
Oh.
There was books on it. It's kind of like in Scooby-Doo, where, you know, there's like walls that move and stuff. Right. So then we go in, and then there's a couple of bedrooms. And then at first it was just Anne and her sister Margot and her mom and dad. And then another family came in. And then I think there was a single guy, too, who came in. So there was a lot of people in these two rooms. And they were in there for 2 years. Now, during the war, there wasn't very much food. And so people had like little cards that they used, like ration cards, where they could only get so much food. So the people who hid these families used some of their own cards to get food for the Jewish families they were hiding. So that means they didn't get to eat it. They didn't get as much food, but they knew it was so important for them to help and feed these
Mommy,
Jewish people.
Do you like my hair?
I do. Also, these people who hid them weren't Jewish. So they could have escaped. Listen, please. They could have escaped. They could have not had any problems with the Nazis. They weren't in trouble. But what did they do? Did they decide to play it safe?
No, I think
No. What did they do?
they
They hid
hid
the Jewish people,
the Jewish people.
even though if they got found out, they would probably be killed.
Oh, okay.
You get
I
it?
thought you meant like, yeah.
Okay. So they put themselves out there to get in trouble because it was the right thing to do.
Why?
Because it was the right thing to do. What happened to Anne?
She died. She died.
She died. What happened? How did she die? What happened to the secret room?
So they found her in the secret room.
They found them. Yeah, they think maybe someone noticed something about the ration cards for the
And
food.
her father saved the diary.
Right. Or they thought maybe someone like next door in a building heard them and they turned them into the Nazis
Why?
because they were
Me.
mean, awful people or scared or I don't know.
You could get a reward,
Oh, you could get money.
or you could get favors.
So that's interesting when you think about it. There's some people in Germany or in Holland, in Europe, who hid the Jewish people even though they could get in trouble. And there's some people who turned them in just to get some money.
What?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that even if there was like so much money.
Nope.
So they came in and they took the family and they left their stuff behind. So what got left behind?
Her diary.
Her diary.
Her diary.
And they sent them to camps. So these camps where they had to work a lot and they didn't get good food or clothing or anything like that. And Anne got really sick and she died. And in fact, the only person from her family that lived was the dad. And he was released finally. And he went back. The family that had hid them kept Anne's diary. And he came back and found the family and found her diary. And he published it so everyone could know. So that everybody could know what happened. So we were talking about Nazis. And how they just didn't like Jewish people. And thought they weren't as good as other people. And so they
Can't see you in the camera.
they killed a lot of them. And Nora wanted to know if Nazis were still around today. And we said that most of the Nazis from World War II are gone. There may be a few left. They'd be very old. But there are still Nazis today. And Nora felt very scared about that because she was really, really bothered that Nazis killed even kids, even Anne, even little kids.
Do you still have to look at that yellow?
Yes, please.
Oh,
We're almost done. So
I wasn't.
she was really scared. And I said, first of all, if Nazis came to Las Vegas, we would go out there and yell at them and tell them to leave.
Yeah.
Us and all our friends, we would go out there
Yeah.
and
With Mara.
we would tell them to leave.
And maybe I'll
But also, we don't have to be so scared because the problem with Germany is that the Nazis there
I don't want to look at the airplane.
okay, got into power, right? So Hitler came into power. He became the chancellor. He had all the power of the state.
And just look at my lips because I like
Nora. He had all the power of the state. So what we have to do here, even though there are still Nazis, is we have to make sure they don't have the power that they did in Germany. Right, girls? Then we don't have to be so scared. Because Nazis do want to kill people. Just because they're different. And they are very scary. The Nazis here in the United States, not just the old decrepit Nazis from World War II. Same guys. They're the same ideology. Same.
Yep.
They hate people and they don't want people who are different from them to live good lives. So, but we don't have to be scared, Nora, because they are not in power, and that's why we have to talk about it and make sure they don't get any power. Yes.
Mama,
Yes.
I'm wondering, do Nazis kill Nazis?
I don't know. Maybe.
If Nazis, maybe if Nazis kill a Nazi, maybe they say for one to do some work, and if they don't do that work, maybe they kill them.
Oh, like, because they're kind of mean? Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
Or if a Nazi decided not to be a Nazi anymore, they would probably want to kill him. Mostly they think that's right. Mostly they think they're better than everybody else because they're white or because of their religion. So they don't like people with brown skin. They don't like people who are Jewish or Muslim.
I'm glad we're white.
So you're glad we're white. But we need to work for what's right.
Dad, are you brown?
We need, shh, we're all white.
Yep.
We're all white.
The
But
sunshine.
do we have friends who are Jewish?
Yes, we do.
Do we have friends who are black?
Yeah, Livea.
Do we have friends that are from Mexico in your class?
Well, Salem's.
Yeah, you have friends. You go to school with a girl who is Muslim.
Salem's like
So, all kinds of people. And just because we are white and we would not be caught
except for sunshine.
doesn't mean that it's not our problem. Because we are like the people who, even though they weren't Jewish, they hid Anne and her family, right? That's who we want to be. And mostly we want to be people who go out and talk about Nazis and tell them to leave and take them seriously so they won't get in power and we won't have to deal with that here. Yes, dear.
Did the dad only live?
Only the dad lived from that family.
How?
He did not get as sick as the other people. The mom and Margot and Anne all got sick and died. And they didn't give him medicine, they didn't give him food, they didn't give him warm blankets. And they made him work a lot. Even the kids. I know. But that's why we're working so hard. Okay, so I think that ends our first episode. Any last things to say, girls?
I love cats. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching, and
Is there a thumbs up?
go team.
Go team!
Go team. All right.
Okay.